John Whitgift Academy is a part of Delta Academies Trust, one of many schools across the north of England. Our ethos is about inclusivity, supporting children, going the extra mile, doing all that we can to remove barriers so that all children, all abilities, thrive and leave schools with the best qualifications possible, and achieving that with good attendance, a great environment and good teaching and learning. I joined John Whitgift in 2013 as Vice Principal, but when I came Principal in 2016, our attendance just wasn't good enough. For a variety of reasons. We are in an area of deprivation, so obviously we have challenges like many schools do across the country. What was needed really was a two-pronged attack. One was about a tough approach to school absence. We had to have the mentality and the ethos that we were very challenging of absence, but at the same time we needed a strategy and a resource to back up genuine, legitimate absence. We worked with many colleagues in the local area. We kind of went to visit other academies to see where things were succeeding. That's when we first came across EDClass, and what we did was we made attendance as equal priority to outcomes, so that whilst we're here to make sure children leave with the best qualifications, side by side was the importance for them to be here 5 days a week, and so both were on the table at all times in all meetings, and that wasn't the case historically. We tend to use EDClass all the time for off-site provision. We made a decision some time ago that we'd use it for medical need only, because of course any other reasons are more subjective and a little bit grey. We didn't want to go down that path. So children that have a broken limb, children that have had serious operations, children that are just sick with a genuine tummy bug.
We have students who have particular injuries or illnesses where they unfortunately aren't able to attend school and would access EDClass at home to allow them to continue their learning at their own pace in their home environment. Part of our safeguarding team, we have our designated lead. The response has been very quick through EDClass and with ourselves, and we do liaise with them on a day-to-day basis, but the students are aware it's being monitored, and there is conversations that go on between EDClass and us in terms of knowing what to be looking for as well, particularly from our students at John Whitgift Academy.
We have a very clear stance. If children have sustained periods of time off school for no legitimate reason, we do raise penalty notices. So it's in everyone's interest to make sure children either in school or at home, EDClass makes sure that they can avoid the negative repercussions of poor attendance, and it kind of ticks all of those boxes. Learning continues and their attendance remains high. So it's a win-win.
The students accessing EDClass are able to very quickly log on to the online learning and have access to real-life tutorials and tutors, so they can have their learning personalised as well, which is adaptive of their needs, at their pace and their ability.
It's helped enormously. Whilst we direct children to certain aspects of the EDClass work, sometimes they will access the work they wish to as well, some free choice at the same time. By them simply dipping their toes into learning, continuing with their learning, it means they can come back into school after a few days or perhaps a few weeks if it's something quite serious, and there's been no major disruption to the gap in their learning. So reintegration is much more seamless than it was before, where they came back having been at home for a period of time and having done nothing essentially, or some work that would scramble together and send home, which just wasn't good enough. This is good quality work. It fills the gaps, it ticks the boxes for all curriculum areas, and they can come back into school with less issues and barriers than they would have had before.
It allows students to have the authorised attendance code. There's no restrictions there in terms of them continuing with their learning. So yes, it does help in terms of data, but as a personalised learning platform, it is a fantastic tool for our students to access. We're removing any barriers and we're not having an impact on their learning and their future outcomes for their GCSEs.
For us, it's value for money because it works. Our attendance is the highest in the local area, and I do feel that's because EDClass has been a partner in that journey to facilitate that. And I think had we just had a hard approach to school absence, that alone wouldn't have worked, and therefore the cost becomes insignificant compared to the benefits you gain from having the highest attendance you've had whatever for this academy. So for me, it's a no-brainer really. I definitely recommend EDClass and do so because it's helped us enormously in being above national average for attendance, below national average for persistent absenteeism, and it keeps the flow of learning without the hindrance or damage of long-term absence. It's just priceless, and it's crazy in these times post-COVID when some schools are struggling enormously to get children back into school, why you would not consider this.